All right, hello, and welcome to Judoka Talk, where Judoka Talk. And today I have a special interview with my friend Martti Puumalainen. Did I say that right?
Almost right.
Almost right.
It's good enough.
Thank you. Um, Martti is from Finland, and some of his best results were in 2019. He got third place at the Under 23 European Championships, which is, I'd say, a really good result. He's also taken bronze at the Sofia European Open in this year, earlier this year before the pandemic hit. He's also taken medals at Senior European Cups, and in juniors he was also very successful at under 100s. He's now in seniors he's moved to plus 100, and all the way back in cadets we were both in under 90. He bested me at the European Youth Olympic Festival in the semifinal. I was very unhappy about that, but here we
And
are.
I'm still extremely proud about this.
Oh, who wouldn't be to beat me? It was a tough match. I'd say the referees gave you the benefit of the doubt on some of the penalties, but
Yeah, right now thinking about it, maybe I could have got some false attacks, but I deserved it. This was my day.
it was, you were having a really good day, so
Yeah.
I still got my bronze medal at that competition, so I was happy with that. And it was also my last competition for Great Britain. But that's a story for another day. But since you're from Finland and I'm not very used to any of the sort of systems of development in a lot of the other countries, since I grew up in England and I fight for the US, I'm more accustomed to how people will develop and grow through the judo system in those countries. But for Finland, I've never been there, and I don't know that many people from the Judo Finland. So do you want to kind of give like a little bit of overview of how people start judo generally and how they grow through the system, and then if you want you can talk more about your personal journey.
All right. So I think the average age for people to start judo in Finland is quite early, like maybe from 6 to 8 year olds, and they start, and it's just like game at the early years, so it's not nothing serious. And then I think the first it's with the club system. We're very strong with the clubs. They do quite individual work. It's not in the early years. It's not very federation, handled. But when you're about 16, when it comes to cadets, then there's the first national training camps and national teams for cadets. And if you how to get to the national team in cadets is to get a medal from the events in the Nordic region, like in Estonia, Sweden, Denmark, Nordic Championships, or there's a big competition in Tartu called Kaimukerak. And if you get medals in these competitions, this is how you get to the cadet national team, and then you can go to the European Cups. And about juniors, I'm not anymore so sure. It's quite similar, but because I was already in cadets, like the top guy, so I transferred to junior national team directly, so I did not have to worry about that. But I think it's also quite similar that you need to have medals from the not local but smaller international competitions and so on. But it's not that complicated. It was 2012 when I got to the national team in cadets. 2011 I was already training at the national team camps when I was I think it's pre-cadet under 15. Yes, and so I transferred 2012. I was in the cadet national team, and then 2015 I went to juniors. Then was the under 23, and now I'm in the senior squad.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's quite simple if you know the system.
Yeah. So in cadets, how often were the national training camps?
I think that's
I know
quite
it's
tough
a wild
question.
card.
But,
But were you
but
like
I think it's about every second month or so on. Like, but in summer it was different. That we have we have a summer camps. These are not organized by federation, but by the clubs. And in summer, actually, I think this is one key point for Finnish Judoka for the development. If you go to like when I was young, I don't know how long is the summer holiday, maybe about 2 months. But with every summer, I was 3 weeks in training camps in Finland. These summer training, they are not so serious. It's only 2 trainings a day, and it's also a bit fun. But about this time at the summer training camps, the memories are great from this, because we had the great teachers on the camps like Alexei Budolin and people like this. And Greg Fallon was also 1 year, 2 years in Finland to host the camp.
Oh, so you guys were kind of bringing in foreign coaches for technique development.
Yes. Yeah, and also Sergei Asfanden and people like this.
Yeah. And sort of where are usually these sort of national camps usually held? Are they usually in Helsinki, in the capital, or?
Actually, no, they are in Tampere.
Okay.
Or a place called Pajulahti. So in Helsinki, we don't have the facilities to host the training camps. So, but it's I think it's not more, a bit more than 1 hour drive to this training. I don't think it's center is the right word, but to these places where the camps are held.
Okay, so I guess it's a pretty good system that a lot of it's not only the national federation that's organizing clubs to come together.
Yeah, I like this too, and especially the summer camps are really, because it's not that serious. Like when it's the federation and it's the national team. Of course, in the summer camps you also go to every training because you're there for the judo, but it's also about having fun, and for the younger people especially. I think I was maybe 12 or something when I went to my first summer training camp, and it's a fun time.
Well,
you are there with you get the new friends and train judo. So what is better thing to do when you're 12-year-old?
Well, yeah, it's definitely helpful for like building the community, and also I don't think having 12 to 15-year-olds and forcing them to do really serious training without any fun is you're not going to get very much out of it.
Yes, and really some of the guys who I met now like over 10 years ago, and they're still my best friends. So I like this system. Of course, there's some things to get better, but and now lately years I have seen that the participants has gone lower for the summer training camps. And about this I'm a bit sad, because the more people, the more fun there is.
Oh, of course. And so when did you like personally start judo?
I was 6 years old.
Okay, so pretty young.
Yeah, I was quite young. I went because my big brother, maybe you have met him, Juho. He was 1.5 years older than me, and still is. But he went first to judo. From my father's cousin was a brown belt back then, so he said to my father that get your boys to judo. And I think my dad did not really know what judo is, and now 70 years later, we are still here with Juho. Is still training, not so serious, but like a recreational level.
Yeah, so you kind of started with your brother and you sort of kept going. So where was your club coach sort of more in charge of your development, and was he the one sort of pushing you to do more of the bigger international competitions, or was that sort of more of an internal motivation for you?
It was internal motivation. Actually, my old club was not so organized. It was not really, I think it was not, like a sports club, but more like this recreational, stuff here. But in 2012, I got good luck, and one man, Alan Calderin, he came from Cuba to my hometown. I'm from Mikkeli, is where I'm from originally, and it's about 2 hours drive from Helsinki. So Alan came to Mikkeli, and he started coaching in judo, and this was, the Cuban system is quite rough. And then we started really training. I think, before this, it was more like, it was not so serious. I tried to do it serious, but really, if the coaches don't have the quality in this club to, keep the level of the training here, it really is hard for a boy to improve. But so when this Alan came, then we really started to training.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. And then so that's around your cadet sort of time. And then did you?
It was 2012. And the next year I won the silver medal in the.
Yeah, that's when you beat me. So it's entirely the Cuban coach's fault.
Yes.
And does Finland have a national training center where a lot of the people go to train?
Not actually, but now we are focusing the national team to Helsinki. So almost every athlete. There are some people who are not in Helsinki, but I think like 90% of, if we are speaking of people who are over 20 years old.
Yeah, the ones that are focused.
Yeah,
on
okay, yeah. They're more. So Helsinki is where it's more based. That we have the head coaches in Helsinki and all the it's most of the athletes are in Helsinki, but we don't have like a center.
And I do want to talk about that you have a new head coach, but before that, I know that you were in the military for a year. Was that a part of the sports system in Finland, or was that because you just wanted to join the military? Or I don't really understand the system that well.
Actually, every man has to go to military in Finland.
Okay,
but we have this. It's called sports school, urheilukoulu in Finnish. In military, this is for the athletes, and I think it's a good system. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but I think it's worked very fine. For me, this was very. I got my level up this year in the military. So yeah, it was 2017, and I took the silver medal in PAX and was fifth in Berlin. And of course, you have the military things also, like you have to be shooting and in the camps in the forest, like practicing for a real situation.
Yeah, you border Russia, so you always have to be prepared.
Yeah. I don't comment about that anything. You can say this, but I don't say anything about this. And but I think the things went to more professional direction in the army, because it's quite strict. And I think if you use this time right, of course, some people don't get better in the army, but if you use this time right, you can become much better athlete.
Okay.
So for me, this time was it was very good.
So it's like what do you say? It's like a sort of the change between, being more of a, a boy, kind of, having fun.
Yeah,
and then
become a man.
Becoming a man, you became a lot more disciplined and serious with your training. And
yes, I think you could say so. Yeah.
So that
I feel also, from the regular people who go to military, you can see with some people who are quite lazy and don't know the direction like in the life. But I feel the military really, you can see the people are growing there. They're becoming a man, you know. Maybe they find the direction how to live a better life. So of course there are many opinions about this military system that you have to go, but yeah, we are not here to comment about this, and I don't really know
but especially
what would be the right thing.
But especially for judo and trying to compete on the world tour and trying to, you know, make the Olympic qualification, you have to be serious.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't really be undisciplined.
You can't go with play Fortnite till 3 o'clock because you have to wake up in the morning for training and be ready for the next competition. And
yeah, and when you train, you need to be focused.
Really live high level athlete life.
Yeah, of course. So now I do want to ask you, because you told me that your Finnish team has recently changed coaches to, is it Rok Draxic?
Yeah, Rok Draxic from Slovenia.
Yeah, he was a 73 kilo player, right?
Yeah, no, actually he was, first he was 60 kilo in the Beijing, 66 in London, and 73 in Rio.
Okay, and he was, wow, that's actually quite a big jump.
Quite impressive record.
And I remember he, you know, one of his sort of specialties was he was extremely hardworking, and his conditioning.
You could say he had a rock solid condition.
Turning this into a comedy show.
That was bad. That was planned.
But yeah, so his conditioning was really what sort of set him apart and was able to because he was really successful as a judoka.
Yeah, I think, you know, his characteristics in the fights were that he gave nothing free, and he was, you know, all the time he's coming, he's never stopped.
Yeah, and I've heard about him at Paris training camp. He would just do every single round in a row. He would have no rest. But I don't know. I've never seen it in real life. But so, and you've mentioned that your training under him has become a lot more intense, and you're feeling more confident about.
Yeah, the intensity has gone higher.
Do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about like how the training has changed, and what your training schedule is like?
Yeah, I can say something, but I'm not sure about. Can I talk about everything? Because of course he wants to. Yeah, but really the intensity in the training has now gone up, and I like this that now we have a real system in Finland, because before it was like you know, there's a federation and the national team coach and like this, but it was not so organized, and everyone was kind of doing their own project. But now I feel that everyone have the same focus now, that they are going to this direction. And really, I think this is the biggest thing that what has happened now.
And do you think having someone like Rok Draxic as your coach, someone so successful, does that give you a lot more kind of confidence and faith in what he's, you know, telling you to do?
Yes, I would say so. That you know, this guy was a European champion and really one of the best players in the world at best. So, and if you know that he did train like this, and he ended up here in the top. So if you can do the same trainings, same intensity, the same stuff, you have the possibility also to become one of the best players.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy for Finland to be able to get such a high level coach. I think that's really gonna change your guys' rankings on the world tour, because historically,
yeah, as I feel so too. I think we have seen like in Denmark, they have had some good success to get. First they had Mike Ogando, and now they have Peter. He has some very hard Austrian name, Saringer or something like this. And like I think a good coach from abroad can really change things.
Yeah, really can shake things up and give you guys a lot more focus.
And yes, it is only that because I know Rock is not going to be here forever.
Yeah.
Or okay, I don't know this yet, but I hope this system that we're building now, that we will keep also improving it in the future. Also, when I will be there in coaching, that we will still be building on this and making it better and better to really have a real system.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a bit, I want to touch back on what you said about when you become a coach. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, but first, I do want to ask a little bit more about your changes in weight categories, because you mentioned Rock Draxic from 60 to 73. From your time in cadets to seniors, you went from under 90 to plus 100, and now you're a pretty big plus 100. I'm not calling it, but you're now like very powerful.
Yeah, I'm now about 130 kilos.
Yeah, so I know from your transition from under 90 to under 100 in juniors.
Yeah, that was like
a natural transition.
Normal growing.
Yeah. Because for me, I actually had to really force myself to move from 90 to under 100, and I never fully.
Yes, for me, this was also. It was not a problem because when I was in cadet in last year, in minus 90 kilo, my weight was about 94.
Oh wow!
About at the time, and so after the cadet Europeans, I had some like a holiday, you could say. I still trained, but it was not. My coach told me that I can do whatever I want. So the Cuban coach, to have do time to rest also.
Yeah, of course you need.
So my weight just went. I grew. I think when I was 17, I was still not in my full height, so I grew some maybe centimeters too, and just kilos just added up, and I was quite quickly about 102 kilos. So that happened naturally, and then in juniors, every year I put on a few kilos. So at first year I was maybe 104, then 106, then 2017 I was 108 kilos. So that's already quite a big cut to make for the category.
Yeah, I remember when you were fighting in juniors, you were having because for people watching, me and Marty were pretty much in the same weight category the entire time until after juniors. And I remember you were really, especially by the end of the year at Junior Worlds, you had kind of reached your limit in terms of cutting back down to under hundreds.
Yes, and I think now looking back, I think I should have changed the category at 2017 at the end of the year, when I was about 108 or 9 or something like this. But it was never in my plans to go to plus 100. My plan was to be minus 100 for the rest of my career. But so the next year, 2018, this was actually quite a bad year for me overall. That because I did not get accept to. I finished the military service and then was a bit lost. I knew I want to do judo, but also wanted to study something, but I didn't really know what. So I felt I was a bit, staying still, not moving forward in my life.
Yeah.
But the weight problem just became bigger and bigger. And 2018, I was the key point was in the under 23s in Győr, Hungary. I lost about. It was not like enormous amount of weight. At maximum 10 kilos. So okay, it's a lot.
That's
but
a lot.
I know some of the guys. Yeah, I know, but I know some of the guys maybe 66, or the smaller guys, they lost almost the same weight. But for me, this was too much. So at the day of the weigh-in, I was 104 kilos or maybe a bit less. So I think, okay, this is not, it was normal for me to leave 4 kilos for the last day. But when there was 1 kilo left, and there was 4 hours left till the weigh-in, and I think, okay, this will be easy today. But my body, you know, it stopped.
Yeah.
I think that I put my sauna suit and went to sauna for 15 minutes. So my plan was that, okay, in 15 minutes I will lose the last kilo. But I came out of the sauna, take off the clothes, and I saw I have not lost weight at all. In 15 minutes in sauna with sauna suits. So and at this point I know, okay, now this will be hard. And okay, somehow I managed to get the weight down. Anyway, I was in the morning all the time. You know, I think the hardest thing about losing weight is that it affects your mind. Because in the morning during the warm up, I was constantly thinking that am I tired? Do I have the power? Do I have the energy to fight today? And then when I did the fight, I found out I did not have the power, not the energy, not mental will. I was after 1 minute I was out, and after the fight, I think it was 3 minutes against Kosovan guy. I lost with Ippon, and it was only 3 minutes fight. It's not like a war, a normal fight. And after this fight, I was completely drained. I remember I still have not feel as tired as I felt after this fight, and I gave myself 2 choices: to quit judo, quit fighting, or change category.
Yeah.
Because I was not going to lose weight anymore. I was done with this. And
yeah, I know, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. But I think this was like a big failure for me, because I was expecting that I will make a good result, of course, in the Europeans. But I think now when I'm looking back at it, maybe if I had success, maybe 7th or 5th place in this competition, I think I would not have changed the category. I would have been thinking, okay, this is fine. Minus 100 is still my category. But because I was so out, really, I was very bad. It was, I lost the fight in the weigh-in, not in the tatami. So I decided to change category. And I feel really, plus 100, this fits for my judo really better. And because I have good speed, and in minus 100 I was always only standing and holding like crazy, because I did not have the power to move. But now when I'm going to fights, I feel 100%. I'm recovered, I'm rest, I'm ready. I just have to focus for the fight. And now when I go to fight, it's always party.
Yeah, it's
that
a lot more fun.
You're enjoying. Yeah. And I think this is important, because if you don't enjoy the fights, really, can you have success? You see, like this guy, like Nurmagomedov, he said, you see, he's the best guy. He was the best guy, and he did not care about the money or this. He just wants to fight the best guys in the world. So, and this is how you get this real success. This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I agree. If you're having fun and you're doing it, you're gonna do a lot better. You're gonna enjoy it, because also if you go out there and you're not having fun and then you lose, then you've lost 2 things. You weren't having fun and you lost.
Yes, and
it's even worse.
Yes, and if you don't really enjoy it, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
There's easier things in life,
Yeah, exactly.
Like go to studying or get a job and go party every weekend. This is easier life, and if you don't, because of course, and also in judo there's not the money.
Yeah, of course.
Like in the UFC, you could become a millionaire. So that the money can be the motivation, but on judo it's only
it's for the love.
In judo, the motivation is this is the best sport in the world.
Yeah. And do you want to talk a little bit more about how you transitioned from fighting under 100s to fighting in plus 100, and putting on an extra 20 kilos or so. Sort of, did you focus a lot more on strength in the gym?
Yes, I did.
And did you?
I had a quite. I did quite extreme the change that. At first, I took some break from judo because it's easier to grow muscles or again get power if you don't do anything like aerobic or anaerobic.
Yeah.
And I was also quite fed up with these championships, so I wanted to take a time off also.
That's smart.
And the first thing I did when I got home, I write on a paper my gym program. I did like 5 sets of 5 reps, 2 different days, and it was normal basic stuff like deadlifts, cleans, bench press, squats, also Bulgarian squats. So nothing really special. And I had not used like supplements before, but some protein powder, creatine.
Sorry, just the connection just cut a little bit. So you're talking about deadlifts, cleans, bench press.
Yeah, so nothing special in the gym. Yeah, just I did 6 gym workouts in a week, and nothing else. Just to get just to focus on growing the muscles. And of course, you gain some fat too, but it's not a big problem. I can lose weight when I quit. But,
yeah.
So I started also using the supplements like a protein powder and creatine.
Yeah.
Which I had not used before.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I think with creatine you get about maybe 4 or 5 kilos even for if you're a big fellow. And also then I ate a lot. Every time, it's really, like the strongman people like Eddie Hall, after Björnsson, they say the hardest thing in the sport is the eating. And really, this was hard because like sometimes in the morning you don't feel like eating, but you have to eat if you want to grow big.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've personally, I jumped from 73 kilos to fight at 90 kilos.
Yeah, in cadets.
Yeah, and the heaviest I ever got to was like 87, 88 kilos. And then when I was competing, because I was training much more, my weight cut down to 83 kilos when I was fighting at 90. But I remember just how hard it was to eat that much to try and gain the weight. But I'm happy I did it because I did a lot better at 90 kilos.
Yes. And I think really the heavier weights, they don't, of course, I think 73 and 81, they are the hardest categories.
Yeah, I think so.
So, but I was already in December about 115 or 16 kilos. And in May, I was 120. So in May, it was 6 months from the decision to change category, already up 10 kilos. Then after summer, I was 125. And I reached 130 kilos in February. And it has been quite steadily. So in summer, I was a bit more fat, to be honest, because the COVID, we did not have so much judo. So I focused also on the weightlifting. And so, but now my weight has, at heaviest I was maybe 135, but now it's about 130 again. And I feel comfortable in this weight because, of course, the weight helps, but there's a limit. I think if I was like 140 kilos, I would be slow, bad conditions. And if I was 120 kilos, I would be faster, a bit faster, maybe a bit better condition, but I think I would be a bit too small also. So you have to, in plus 100, it's also, you can't, you can't just eat whatever you want. You also have to be, try to keep it quite similar the weight. Of course, it's more freedom in the nutrition than for the lighter guys who have to cut weight, but still you cannot be.
Yeah.
You have to be an athlete, professional athlete.
Of course, yeah. You're fighting against really the most powerful people. It's not easy. There's a reason I don't fight at under 100s anymore. But, did your style have to change much? Like, did it take you a few competitions to adjust to fighting at plus 100? Because you made like a huge amount of progress in your results from 2018 to 2019, because 2019 is when you returned to the under 23 championships to take third place. So like, how did your style change at all, or?
And how long? I think I went a bit more back to the way I was fighting in cadets. So because I always had a good drop Sionage since I was a kid, maybe since I was 12 years old, I have done this technique. But in the juniors, I did a bit less of it in 100 kilos. So I just like bring this technique back. So it was not that big of a deal. But I still, I think the process is still going on really to be really a high level plus 100 fighter.
Yeah.
That there's still, this is only my second year. And, there has not been so many competitions and training camps this year, so I have not had the chance to really find what I have to improve and then work on this. So I think the process is still going. And okay, now back to your question. So I did have to change quite a lot to go. I focus more on the training for the movement, because I'm still. Okay, I'm 130 kilos, but still I feel my strengths in this category are still, the movement, the speed. So for this, I'm more focused. In minus 100, I was quite static, but now it's more about the movement. And actually, it was good lesson for me. It's about 1 year ago, after the Europeans, actually Orsasson came to Finland to host a training. I think it's a clinic is more correct term.
Yeah.
Yes, and so to get some teaching and sparring from a guy this level, Olympic medalist in plus 100, and Or was also minus 100 before, and then he changed to plus 100. So to share these experiences with him, and it was a good lesson for me to learn from Or with such a. Now you see him again this weekend. He was 5th in Budapest. So
yeah, he's also one of the more. He moves a lot more, and he does a lot of drop Sienagis as well.
Yes, and the first thing when we did Randori, I felt this movement from him. That it was he not just use the hands, but the whole body for the movement. Yeah. So this was also for me a good lesson to start more thinking about this, that you don't move people with. If someone weighs 150 kilos, you don't move him with just your hands.
Yeah.
You need to use the legs, your abs, your back, to really, it's a full body motion.
Yeah, it's like the transition from kind of cadets junior judo to senior judo, where it's you're using your whole body in the gripping.
Yes.
I think that's one of the big differences from the younger people doing judo is it's all with the hands, but in senior level, like someone takes a grip on you and they use their entire body to move you. It's
yes, and if you want to break his grip also, it's not enough just to try to use your hand. You need your whole body for this movement.
Yeah, he has big hands.
Yes. Yes, he does.
I saw him at a weigh-in once, and I was just like, for the first time, I was like, oh god, this guy's a giant.
It's like a shovel. This glove is like a shovel.
Yeah. And so you mentioned about the pandemic, so I guess it's relevant to ask you, how your training was during the pandemic and still is, and you didn't compete in Budapest, and so you sort of mentioned, the reason was that you said that you Rock didn't think you guys were really ready to return to competition just yet. So, talk about training during
Okay.
just a little bit.
So at first, when we cancelled all the trainings for judo, I went to the Lapland, so that is the northern part of Finland, and just did some cross-country skiing, because I did not mention before, but from the gaining the weight, my condition went, of course, downhill.
Yeah.
So I felt there was a lot of room for improvement in this. So actually, the first month was quite good. It was just some, aerobic exercises with the in the snow, and I had some kettlebells with me, so I had some strength workout also. And after that, I came back to Helsinki when I got fed up to the skiing, because I'm not too much is too much also in this. I like cross country skiing, but there's some limit also. And after I came back to Helsinki, so then I had like a condition period, and after that I started work on the power. So I had a weightlifting coach, and with one wrestler who was 2 European medals in seniors. So I went. We had a weightlifting coach, and again I was back back at the gym for 6 days a week, and I feel also that the first 4 months or so, if we start on March and end on July, it was time well spent to improve the physical part of my game. That I got a lot of more power. My maximum was now clean and jerk. I did 150 kilo, and snatch at 110. So there's something for you also.
Yeah, I did a power snatch of 80 kilos the other day.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm hoping.
But I think you have realized now that the complete snatch is actually harder.
It's really hard. But
and
yeah,
it's a very complex move.
And so now, what is your plans going forward? Now that I imagine you guys are now, you guys skipped Budapest, so now you guys are, I'm assuming, looking to compete at the next competitions like the European.
Yeah, Europeans are now the focus.
Yeah.
And I think it was the right call to make skip Budapest. Now the focus really on the training, because it's a new system coming in, and it's not the sprint, but the marathon. That's quite cliche to say, but it really is that it's a process, and we are not looking for quick wins, but yes, it's a big process. That now the Europeans are coming next month, so this is now the focus also for the juniors and the under 23s. And after that, I don't really know, because I think for everyone it's quite open now, because there have been talks about the Grand Prix in Zagreb.
Yeah.
In December, yeah, but
there's nothing been confirmed. Nothing's been confirmed. Nothing's been confirmed yet.
Oh yes, so and also about this competition, I don't know yet. So about next year, of course, now I'm focusing for the Europeans, to really perform at my best there. But after after the Europeans, the focus goes for the next year.
And are you more focused on the 2024 Olympics, or is your plan like to continue for the next 4 years to try and qualify for 2024?
The 2024 is that is where my aim is. Okay. Really about the Tokyo Olympics next year. That I don't stress about this. I think there's possibility now with 1 year delay. There's possibility for me, but I don't think too much about this, but because
It's
what do I get? I think it's better for me now to focus for the Paris. And if I get to Tokyo, then it's a big bonus. But if I don't, so I'm still continuing my work till Paris. And after Paris, of course, I'm only 27 like you. So then it's again, I have to maybe stop and think about, do you want to go another Olympiad? Right now, I think I want to go till 2028. But it's in 4 years, you can change your mind.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, for me, 2028 is more interesting because it's in LA, so it's a home game.
Oh, yes. Okay, now you got me interested also.
Yeah, you should come visit the home country in America.
The land of the free and the home of the brave.
Of course. So yeah, I think that's smart to be focusing more on the development to 2024 than trying to rush things to try and
and like I said before, it's a process, and there's not the quick wins. If you want, because I think the real success can be in the Paris. So this is where I want to focus also.
Yeah, especially in the heavier weights when people tend to peak later.
Yes,
I think, and also the careers of people in the heavier weights tend to last longer.
Yeah, you're right about that.
They tend to do better at older ages.
Yes, but now we have seen quite many actually younger heavyweights coming up, like Sipots from Hungary and Zalishvili.
Zalishvili. Also, the Ukrainian Camo was relatively young when he started doing well.
Yes, and the Korean now, Kim Min-young.
Yeah.
Who took a bronze medal. He was only 19 years old, I think.
Oh, wow. So I guess maybe the landscape might change in the next 4 years, but at least historically, you can survive for a long time.
Yeah, and you saw like in spring, Henk Roll is 35 and he won the Paris.
Yeah.
So, and Mihailin in London, he was maybe 32 or, and I think it's still, there are some guys, of course, who are a bit more ready, more young. There has always been these guys, but the bigger picture shows that I think the judokas are the best when they're like 26, 28.
Yeah. And so now, do you have any sort of plans that you're building towards after judo? So like for me, I'm doing, I did university, I'm doing a master's degree, I'm trying to set myself up so I have things to be able to do without, judo. So do you have any things you're building towards? You mentioned.
I'm also now studying in University of Applied Sciences.
What are you studying?
In English, it's called business economics, I think.
Yeah.
So this is I'm also interested about this, but I think if you study like business economics or business as usual, I think with the degree from business you can do quite many professions. So this is one reason why I chose this, that have as many doors open as possible after the career. And also I'm interested about coaching, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, that's
with judo I will stay, and with about the coaching, will it be on a national level, club level, or whatever? That is only the thing what is open about this.
I think it's a hard career to get into, becoming a national coach, because
yes,
there's not many of them compared to the amount of judoka there are. But so with the university, is your university full time, or do they let you have time off to compete and train?
There you don't have to be at the lessons. So they just give you some tasks and deadlines that you have to do them. So it's It's not if you're organized. It's not that hard for you. Like it has been now. This is my second year now, and just finished one period, and the next is coming. So it's not that. And right now it feels good, and also I like to have something else
Yeah.
in my life besides judo. That because yeah, I think it's good if you get your mind to something else also.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing, I forget who it was, someone saying that you need to have something else in your life than judo, because if you're having a tough time in judo, then your entire life is you're having a bad time with your entire life. So it's good to have
Yes,
something else that you can distract you if you're having like a slump in judo.
yes, I think you're right, but it's well said. Yeah, and I think this can be anything. It doesn't have to be studying. If you're into gardening or something like this, it's just
Yeah.
choose yours.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, so I think we've covered a lot so far today.
I think
So
so too.
do you have any final thoughts that you want to say?
Nothing comes to my mind right now. This was quite. I think we went full
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah. Do you have any inspiring words for anyone watching?
I think because Finland has never been a big country in judo, but I think it's still possible because we have many examples. In my country, there was not so many. Of course, we had Jana Sundberg, now Jana Jokinen. She was in Paris final, and we have some other good athletes. But you can also see people like Krapalek from Czech Republic. So it's possible. Not it. The medals don't ask where you're from.
Yeah.
It's from a smaller country. It's still possible to get success.
Yeah. And
Not saying that I'm yet very successful, but I will be.
yeah, you
someday.
will be. And yeah, I wish you luck in the European Championships. And thank you everyone for
Thank you.
listening. And make sure to like the video, to support the video, leave a comment, and of course subscribe if you're new. All right, thank you.